Hey everybody, welcome back to Doc G's Reloading. Today I'm going to talk about the SureFire Stiletto Pro flashlight. Now I do like SureFire products. I really like their suppressors, and they do a great job with their muzzle brake quick detach mounts, which I really like. I showed that on a previous video I had. And this is their offering for a pocket-sized flashlight that kind of looks like a out the front automatic knife. So hence the name, I think, Stiletto. All right, so what you get in the package is you get the flashlight, which goes up to 1,000 lumens. You get a cool SureFire sticker. You get your instruction manual here, a couple pages of information on how to use it. You get a very small Torx wrench head key to change the position of the pocket clip. I already changed mine. It came the other direction and I swapped it to the other direction. And you get a tiny little USB micro charging cable, which, I mean, I don't know why they include these things in with the product. I have literally a drawer full of these things that are all the same length. The length is useless, and you just buy one long one and you're fine. Anyway, that's what comes with it. All right, so let's start off with it. Like I said, it's 1,000 lumens. It measures roughly 4.5 inches in length by about 1.75 inches wide at the top, and about an inch and a half, a little under 1.5 inches on the back end of it. So what's interesting about this is you have 3 buttons, really. So you have this button here, which is your off and on button. Okay. And then you have this button here, which is your program button. And if you want to change your programming around, you press and hold this until you'll see the light turn green, and then you'll see it turn blue. And when it turns blue, that's when you have to do a different maneuver in order to change your programming. We'll go over that in a minute. And then it's got a USB port here for charging. It does have that's got a really nice closure on it, so it is nice. It is water rated to 1 meter of water for, I think, 30 seconds or a minute. So it is rated that you can get it wet and it's not going to hurt it. I wouldn't submerge it, but you also have a button on the back here too. There's your button on the back. So out of the box, this button here gives you on or off. So that's it. Boom, boom. It doesn't stay on. So now if you have to press it 3 times. So if you go 1, 2, 3, then you get the strobe. You guys can see the strobe there. Release it and it stops. So press on, release to come off, press 3 times, strobe. Okay, and that's 1,000 lumens. Now the front one here that activates it is this one here. So now out of the box, you press this once and it comes on low. And then, now I waited too long, but if you do it quick, you get high, low. Oh, let's try it again. You would get low, medium, and then real low. Now, what I did is I switched it so that the first thing that comes on when I turn this on, because I don't want to have to fumble with it, I want it on high right off the bat. So for me, I changed the programming on it so that when you hit the button, it comes on super bright, so at 1,000 lumens right away. Okay, and you do kind of have to hit the button relatively quickly to get it to shift between the 3 different. I think you have a half second or so to get it to go between the 3 different brightnesses. All right, so it starts off out of the box, low, medium, and high. And what I did is I changed it to high, medium, low. So what you do is you press and hold this button until it turns blue. See it turning blue right there? Now I press this button here, and then that should change it. Oh, no. All right, so I'm gonna have to do it this way. Press and hold. Like I said, it's hard for me to get my fingers in here because this thing is small. So you want to press and hold till the blue light comes on. Then you press that button there and release. Now, when I go to turn it on, it should be low, medium, high. So low, right? So then it comes on low instead of high. So now it's low, medium, high. It's reversed. Okay? From the way that's the way it comes in the box. So in the box, it's low, medium, high. So what I did is I just pressed and held this button here. And again, you got to really push these buttons. They're not easy to press. Press and hold this one till it turns blue. Once it turns blue, you hit this button here. And then that should change it. Let's see if that did. Yeah, so now it's high, medium, low, which is what I want. I want high, medium, low. Okay. Now on the back tail cap, you can do the same thing. Okay, to change the back tail cap. Now, as I said, it first comes on high, and it's on and off as you press it. Okay? You do 3 times, and you got your strobe at 1,000 lumens. Now, if you want to change that, what you do is you're going to press and hold this again until it turns blue. Once it turns blue, you're going to hit that back button. Okay? Now that just switches it. So now, every time, now when I hit it, it comes on and stays on. So off, see? On, stays on, off. Now the problem is there is no strobe when you swap out the programming. So it's off or on. It's not, you can't make it strobe. So there's no strobe there like you did before. Before you hit this 3 times and you got a strobe. Here it's only off or on if you change the programming. So what I did is I just changed the programming back. So what I did is I hit this button here till it turns blue. Then I hit this button back here, and then that should change it. Yep, so now press and release, press and release. Instead of press and on, it's press and release. Like before, when I changed the programming, I would press it, and it would stay on until I pressed it again to shut it off. Now it's off, on, off, on. Now I have the strobe feature, which a lot of people want. So I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna not change it back to the way it was before. I'm just gonna, and we'll see how this works. Now, the little Allen wrench here, fits these little Torx head screws down here, and it comes mounted up here, so it slides in your pocket this way, in your side pocket, slides in your pocket that way. I figure if I'm grabbing it that way, my knives are always down when I have them in my pocket, so I'm just used to grabbing it like this and pulling it out. And then I can just switch my hand if I need to get to, the back tail cap button. But you can do it either way. So I just put it here for now. So I just swapped them out from here to here. So it's going to be down in my pocket like this. That's going to be inside my pocket as opposed to having it like that, where you would put this up here and then it would be lights, the bezel would be up in your pocket. Because then you just go to grab it out of your pocket, pull it up, and, whatever's going to work for you. That's the thing. And then to charge it, again, this has a LED system on it. So when you press it on, it gives you a green light. You guys can see the green light there. You see the green light? Yeah. So when the battery wears down, that's going to go to yellow. And then when it's really worn down, it's going to go to red. And that's the same light that turns blue when you do your programming on it. So, but it's got a nice light. I tested this in my basement in the dark, and it's got a really nice light. The buttons start off a little stiff, but again, it's fresh out of the box. So I'm thinking they're going to break in a little bit. Only stiff because when I went to go change the programming, it was like you had to really hold this down hard, and you really had to get your finger in here. And again, I have monstrous hands, so it was a little tough. But it's easy doing this one back here. But again, you got to press and hold this firmly and then hit that and make sure that goes off. But again, it's fresh out of the box. So I'm assuming that's going to get better. And again, this is a SureFire product. I love SureFire. I think they do a great job with their flashlights. I have a lot of their flashlights. And and I love their suppressors, so they do a great job on both of those. But again, I tested this in my basement in pitch black, and it's a really nice bright light that there's, I mean, you can kind of see a little bit of a center here, but when you back it off to a full view in your basement against a wall, it is just one gigantic, it's like this whole gigantic, big, bright light. You don't see the center so much when it's up close. When it's out far away, you see a much more dispersed light. That's really nice. Now, I don't know the run times here. The run times for each of the high, medium, and low would be in your, yeah, and if it gets to flashing red here, it says then your battery is critically low. So your green would be your 100%, 95 to 100% charged. Solid yellow would mean that your battery charge is lower. And then, of course, red is bad. Red is really low, which means to recharge immediately. And then if it blinks red, it's pretty much not going to function until you, or may not function, I'm sorry, until you get it fully charged. That's the fuel gauge on it. So, and there is a full lockout mode on this too. So, and what you do here is you press and hold the primary tactical switch here, which is this one here. For 2 seconds and then release. And then that will lock out everything so that you can throw it in a bag or something and you won't have to worry about it accidentally turning on. So, you know, so that's kind of nice. I can't imagine this coming on and somebody's, I mean, it's a really positive click when you do press on it. You can kind of hear and feel the clicks as you're clicking it. So it is nice. It's a really nice switch. And 1,000 lumens too, which is nice. So it does have the lockout mode where you can lock out everything and then you can reverse it. Like I said, that'd be if you're throwing it in a storage bag or a backpack and you don't need access to it immediately. I mean, I wouldn't put it on lockout mode and stick it in your pocket because then it kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, so I do like the light on it and all the features. And it is, again, a good SureFire product. So if you have any questions about this flashlight, let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching Doc G's Reloading.